happiness? I think that is one of the main goals to achieve in life.
Finde ich Hauptlebensziele.
Trying to be happy.
In humans, we have several diseases that possibly can be treated by inserting an electrode controlling the activity of specific brain areas.
Without deep brain stimulation, I would not be where I am today. I don't know where I would be, if I'd even exist anymore at all.
It's very difficult to explain what it is to have severe depressions. To explain how I feel, why I don't want to live anymore sometimes, or why I'm so depressed, so sad, I have to cry all the time, or something like this. It's very, very, it's not easy to explain. I once read the expression cancer of soul, and I think that is very likely what it means, because it destroys your soul and your feelings and your thoughts successive, the more and more, and I myself become smaller and smaller and smaller, and the cancer of soul is eating you.
You know that this is an experimental study. Do you have any further questions about the surgery or the further proceedings? Do you have any fears regarding the surgery?
I'd have to lie if I said no.
Can you express what exactly?
I believe the thought that someone would operate in my brain.
Am Gehirn herum operiert wird.
Deep brain stimulation is a high-frequency stimulation of the brain. Electrodes are being implanted in the brain at strategic positions that we know from many years of experience or from imaging processes. These places are then modulated with a high-frequency, low-power current. That, I guess, is the easiest way to explain it. If you look at diseases like Parkinson's, for example, or simple diseases like tremor or dystonia, which you can treat with such interventions, you see we aren't far from that.
This is what it looks like without the medicine and the stimulator. And now we're just going to turn it on. See how that feels. How you feel?
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah. Feels pretty good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
We cannot guarantee that you will show a reaction and everything will be wonderful, but that would also not be a realistic expectation. But the probability that you will see significant benefit is high.
We know from studies that around 3/4 of the patients, so 75%, react positively to the stimulation, so they respond. And that is enormously high, because you have to know these patients are patients who could not be helped by traditional therapies anymore. So these are people who, for many years, took different strong antidepressive medication, and then they came to us.
They try to grab this chance. It's the last possibility. Otherwise, I will go on as a living dead.
Even if we don't understand what we're doing there, we know from experience that it works. And hence, we believe to be rightfully trying to help these people in a region that hasn't been used before.
We are now very quickly getting closer to the surgery date.
You don't have to worry much about the surgery tomorrow. I will also be standing next to you, as it can be very comforting to have someone with you.
Very well.
Sehr schön.
How can our brain understand ourselves? Although I'm a medical doctor, I'm more driven by my curiosity than the desire to heal. Although I, of course, understand that this is a potential application, but I just also do science for the sheer fun of it. The pleasure of understanding something, I think this is a great reward. And I think that in itself is a justification, just as art, as useless it can be, is part of the human nature. And so is basic research, not only for the application, but by the sheer fact of being human and trying to understand ourselves. It's part of human nature.
Was heißt Mensch?
Being a human, what does that mean? To love.
Ich glaube,
I do believe that a big part of being human is the ability to love something or someone, or also to let others love you.
oder sich auch lieben zu lassen.
If you then look at depression, this is actually missing. If you have a severe depression, you don't feel love. You also can't deal with being loved.
Geliebt wird.
It was never the case that I didn't want to live anymore. It was just like that I said I wanted this condition to end.
Also, dass ich gesagt habe, ich möchte einfach, dass dieser Zustand aufhört. Und
And as there was nothing that would have stopped the condition, neither medication nor therapies, I only saw one method. And that was, if I now kill myself,
ich gesagt habe,
it is finally over.
wenn ich mich jetzt umbringe, dann ist es endlich vorbei.
No matter if there is anything after it or not, but the pain will finally be gone.
Und das habe ich
And I actually tried that twice.
ziemlich knapp.
One time, it was a very close call. That was before I learned about deep brain stimulation.
Erfahren habe, dass es sowas wie tiefe Hirnstimulation gibt.
How have you been for your last weeks at home?
Still severely depressive, empty inside, uncaring. Besides strong suicidal tendencies, still.
How do they manifest these days?
If I'm feeling very, very bad, I think about it more concretely. I haven't made any concrete plans. How could it be done? I've been thinking about that. But it is a taboo, clearly. Not possible, and so we have to do that surgery.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have to check because people are trying to join and. Okay, start meeting. Meeting's already started. Oh, we're very fortunate to have such incredible people here now. So let's start with the beginning.
Experimental procedure. Patient is aware of that. I recognize the patient. We will go into CT once the electrodes are in, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
So it will begin in a moment. Mr. Konen is just putting on the rest of his gear, and then we're ready.
Oh, Dominic, play some Mozart. That's so old there won't be any license fees. Are you all okay with that? Let's do it.
Oh, you see, the mood here is pretty good. We're very optimistic.
Are you feeling it?
Yes, I feel that.
No, I mean, do you feel our optimism?
Oh yes, I feel that too.
The concept of natural versus unnatural and the idea that we humans are leaving the path of natural evolution. Well, what is that?
Just because something is natural, obviously doesn't make it good. If someone was born with a severe mental handicap, that doesn't mean that severe mental handicap is something good. It would normally be in that person's interest to be cured from that handicap if this is possible. So the connection being something being natural and that means it always being better is something clearly absurd. We've always used and integrated technologies in us. We became Homo sapiens sapiens by developing technology.
We're becoming cyborgs in our own right. That's an advance. It's a transhumanist advance. Also, interconnectivity between minds and between computers and minds will be another indication that we're getting there fairly quickly. We've got a big spare parts bin, and we're making use of it all the time.
Thank you. Now, the question is, how long has it been since the human brain evolved? And are we at the precipice of maybe a giant leap in our evolution? So, Max, what is your view on that?
Yeah, I wrote the piece that seems to be quite popular, A Letter to Mother Nature, in which I thanked nature for all the amazing stuff that's evolved, but also to say, that's not really quite good enough, and it's time for us to take over and take charge. But I think the general trend, which is pretty safe, is that we'll be increasingly self-choosing and self-constituting. Whether it's with cyborg parts or biological engineering, we'll be increasingly shaping ourselves.
Speaking very simplified, 2 electrodes are being implanted into the brain, which activate the so-called reward center on a regular basis, or stimulate it. Maybe that's a better expression.
The brain itself does not feel pain. And so you can do all kinds of things in the brain. And you can do that without the patient actually feeling it.
Are you okay so far?
All okay, thanks.
Wonderful. For now, they're done with the surgery part. The hole has been drilled, and now the electrodes will be next.
We are listening to the brain. We wake the patient, we listen to the brain to understand where we want to be and where not. We recognize that by the electrophysiological signature we see down there. And 0.5, please. Please continue 0.5. Peter, minus 3.5 now, so 24.5. When we find the place where we want to be, we start the test stimulation. I will start testing a bit in a moment, okay? If you feel like, oh, that actually feels nice, then tell me. And if it feels bad, please also tell me. Feeling as if you've had too much coffee?
Yes, like that, true.
Yeah, listen, it's like that. Your colleague anesthesia made you properly fall asleep, and I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm waking you up, so you're fully awake. It's a physiological reaction, like an escape reaction. I'm triggering that now, but it will stop in a moment. Don't worry, that's all pretty normal, part of the process. Super, but that's a good sign, okay? And if you combine all of that, you can define the right place based on the reactions quite well. The patient doesn't need to have an antidepressive reaction on the table. Most of them don't. But if we see that they are more alert, so more awake, then we are very confident that we're at the right place. Was there a taste of metal in your mouth?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yes, you felt that?
Very clearly, yes.
That's adrenaline. If we have characterized that location, we still go a bit further down, just a few millimeters further, and try to reach the point where the eyes are moving. We know that we're close to the eye muscle nerve, the third brain nerve. And when we activate that, the eye turns down and to the inner very briefly. Just a twitch. From that, we need a certain distance. That's how deep our electrode sits.
So I would like to ask the questions again, which we already did today at the very beginning.
During the whole time, you are awake, so you can give feedback, depending on where the electrodes currently are, what you are feeling, if there is a change in your mood or feeling at any point.
Can I ask again about the death wish? Would you say you'd rather be dead than here now?
No, actually not.
Well, yes. It is the case that while you are being stimulated, you get some kind of a small feeling of happiness.
We don't 100% exactly know what deep brain stimulation does. Probably there are pathological oscillations, which means vibrations, in certain brain regions which vibrate together. And so we're changing that. We're moving it to a different rhythm, and through that, this region behaves like it's being switched off. That, we believe, is the effect we create with deep brain stimulation.
We really would like to understand, but we can't in the human. I mean, the research that I do can only be done in an organism where we have full access.
So basically what we have a lens in the head of the mice, and here it's a miniaturized microscope. You know that the focus through this lens, it's 300 nanometer. It's in the brain, the lens. And then we record deep brain structure.
What we do is we use a fluorescent protein that changes its intensity as a function of the calcium level. So with a genetic trick, we bring this protein into these cells, and then we can use any light collecting device, such fiber photometry or a little microscope, and then we see these cells active. And so the big challenge is to understand the language of the brain. How do these many cells, their activity together, generate something that we can understand, any behavior, including language and higher concepts and thought? It is just amazingly complex.
Well, electrodes are about here. Where are the scars? Here, yes. They go in here, into the brain. Things have changed a lot, insofar as I have found the power to accept myself. I am more myself, also in regards to my homosexuality.
Bezüglich meiner Homosexualität, also
After the surgery, I finally was brave enough not to hide anymore.
den Mut, mich nicht mehr zu verstecken.
And now, turn it on. Throw it. Turn it.
Well, we met on a platform. Via internet.
Classical. Gay Romeo. Today, the most common platform to meet.
You can prepare it already. Look, it was a bit close to the fire in the back, but the base isn't burnt. Shortly after Christmas, around Christmas last year, exactly 11 months ago today, we met for the first time. The first meeting was here.
Dinner.
Right, I made dinner. Do you remember what we ate?
Something with pasta.
Pasta? I don't remember.
Fish? Fish?
Pasta and salmon. In a white sauce, that's it. Were both of you nervous?
It's not that anything is controlling me. The feeling for me is these electrodes have freed something that has been deeply buried.
Zutiefst verschüttet war.
Hence, I would say the surgery improved my situation. But there wasn't the one moment when I said, "Yay, I am back to life and I won the lottery."
Lottogewinn schlechthin.
And I actually knew that before.
Auch bewusst vorher war.
Because in the conversations before the surgery with the professor, he said, "Mr. Westermeer, we can for sure help you. But because of the duration and severity of your illness, it won't ever fully heal. So we will be able to improve your quality of life, but you will never completely recover."
Now, the problem with the brain stimulation is that you don't know what you are targeting, which compartment of your neurons you are targeting, and you do not know often the effects that this neuronal circuit is undergoing in that moment. Now, with the optogenetics, we can target the neuron talking to the other, or do we want to target how that neuron listens to the previous one? So this will give us an extra level of precision. So this is where the two approaches becomes defined one from the other. So optogenetics has revolutionized the field of neuroscience. I think now the majority of us uses optogenetics to understand the circuit, but more importantly, to manipulate those neuronal circuits.
We're mostly interested in the so-called reward system. From much literature, we know that this has something to do with a tiny projection from the ventral tegmental area that sits at the tip of the brainstem and projects to the ventral striatum, or also called nucleus accumbens. And these are cells that produce dopamine. We have introduced a protein that activates cells into the dopamine neurons of the ventral tegmental area. And then the mouse is given the control over a laser. So that is, she presses a lever that brings the light into the ventral tegmental area, and that releases the dopamine.
How does it feel? I mean, it's like a huge pleasure, and they can re-experience it.
These tools definitely have the potential to be employed in humans. We are a bit far still to get there, but we are on the process probably to get there and employ these approaches for treating human disorders.
Trying to be happy. That also is, I believe, one of the main goals in life. But I believe a constant condition of happiness, I don't know if you can deal with that. Looking at the world around us, I guess I would feel like an alien or constantly on drugs.
Ob man das aushält, ob das angesichts der Welt, die einen ist, da würde ich mir, glaube ich, vorkommen wie ein Außerirdischer oder wie ständig auf Drogen.
I would not go and have another surgery done, just to get a few percentage points more with a probability that I will feel even a bit better.
Ein paar Prozentpunkte mehr zu bekommen mit der Wahrscheinlichkeit, dass es mir noch besser ginge danach.
If it were just up to science and technology, I'd say free rein. I think it's necessary for humans to enhance themselves.
I am indeed waiting for the moment when some parents will bring their child and say, it's less smart than average. We were expecting differently. So can we do something about it? Can we enhance it? And the child also wants it because it would like to be smarter. These kinds of questions you have to look at considering the social implications. Currently, I very clearly believe that we cannot do that. But humans always wanted to improve. Humans always wanted to optimize themselves. Humans always wanted to push boundaries. That is in the human nature. It's not unusual at all.
We are slaves to our horrible designs that came just by chance, by evolution, by trial and error. But anyway, I think this discussion is kind of useless because this will happen somewhere on planet Earth.
Well, of course, as always, there are gray zones. between healing and enhancing. And I mean, there are some drugs that are specifically indicated to treat someone with a disease and then can help you lead a better life. But you can take the same to enhance your performance. It's always been a double-sworded thing.
I want to be more intelligent. I want to connect my brain to higher intelligence. What I fear is human stupidity. And we humans are naturally stupid. Therefore, if we can enhance our intelligence, if we can enhance our consciousness, if we can enhance our communications, it could be absolutely fantastic.
To me, that thought is, perverted. I mean that surgery isn't a walk in the park, and it includes certain risks.
Und das auf sich zu nehmen, in Anführungszeichen, nur
And to risk that only to improve or enhance yourself or your brain makes me feel like, well, I'm lacking the words for it.
das finde ich, da fehlen mir die Worte eigentlich.
Scorn. It feels like mockery to me.
Ich empfinde es für mich als Hohn.
I think it is maybe similar to nuclear energy. I mean, it was invented for the benefit of humans, but we all know what happened with it, how it was abused. I can see the same thing happening here too.
Dann für Missbrauch betrieben wurde und wird damit, könnte man schon vorstellen, dass es in der Hinsicht auch passieren wird.
A brain circuit is defined by the connection of two nerve cells. And when they talk to each other, this is part of what we call a circuit. And they're circuits for all behaviors. And so some of these very basic functions of animal behavior are controlled, including aggression.
It is a mighty technology that should be used with care. This is a technology that you don't want to have freely ongoing in the market for any person running around in the world.
So that, of course, is a very scary thought, that you will control the behavior of others through activity in their brain. Well, let's not go there.
Why not though? Like, how would you do that?
Well, if you have a technique that activates certain circuit in someone else's brain, because then you could have them, become very social or very antisocial. I mean, these are the kind of things that probably people in the military can think about.
Aber meine Schwägerin ist...
Komisch.
It's 11 o'clock. Let's go back home.
Nope.
Auch die correcting diseases, reducing syndromes, that is enhancement too, in a way. And every optimization means that we're no more accepting the normality of our bodies, the normality of our physics, and obviously want to improve and change it. Through that, the understanding of what is a disease and what is normal will also change, and the definition of normal will most likely shift with time.